Walk us through this here. Normally when we get these reports about currency manipulation, all the talk is about China. How did Japan end up on this watch list?
We've had a really interesting 6 months, actually, with Federal Reserve interest rates being at their highest levels in 20 years. And we're seeing a wider interest rate differential from other central banks. The U.S. dollar has appreciated a lot. And what that's meant is that other smaller currencies like Japan and other Asian currencies have actually had to prop up their exchange rates to compete with the dollar. And that's interesting because usually they want to work down their exchange rate against the dollar to give a boost to their manufacturing sector. But that interest rate differential just got so wide that the yen plunged and the Japanese central bank was having to prop up its currency. And so that is actually not the reason that Japan was added to the monitoring list, because this report concluded its findings and collecting data before that yen intervention actually happened. The Treasury Department is citing bilateral trade deficits as the reason for adding them to the monitoring list.
Interesting. And of course, Japan's government did intervene last time. The dollar-yen rate got to about 160.17, and we're getting close to that point again. Romaine mentioned China. China remains on this list, doesn't it?
Absolutely. China is still on the list. They've been on the list for years. They've been designated a currency manipulator during the Trump era. That is no longer the tag that's being applied. The concern that the Biden Treasury Department has on China is transparency. They see some anomalies in the data that they presented to the US Treasury Department. And so they're asking for more transparency into the currency markets in China.